Jolie spends most of her nights live streaming, building a perfect life online with millions of followers and layers of filters. But tonight, a question arose asking Jolie, is it true? And an advertisement promises a beauty beyond imagination. She looks at her selfie, glowing skin, an alluring body. But when she looks in the mirror, all she sees is a weary body, a face full of blemishes and tired eyes. The invitation appears again. Jolie receives a package. Inside is a vial of Ozempic, glowing faintly. The label seems to whisper promises of beauty beyond belief. The morning sun reveals a new Jolie. She looks in the mirror. He uses low and high pitches to express emotional changes. Flawless skin, sharp features, a slimmer figure, all after just one use of the drug. She smiles, mesmerized by her own beauty. She live streams as usual, her smile still perfect, but a comment appears, "You're not Jolie anymore." In that moment, her smile falters. She looks at herself in the mirror and realizes the face is identical to her filtered selfie. But she didn't use any filter. The drug's effect is only temporary. When it wears off, her appearance returns to normal. She decides to inject again. The vial glows strangely. During a live stream, Jolie fumbles, forgetting the name of a familiar fan. A moment of panic flashes across her perfect face. Desperate, she replays her past videos. Every live stream is the same smile, same words, as if she no longer has control. She sits still, her hands mechanically opening the app, choosing a video, and hitting upload, though she whispers to herself, "Stop!" Her body no longer obeys her. Panic sets in. Jolie throws the vial, but seconds later, her hand trembles as she picks it up, completely against her will. She injects the drug again. Tears fall as she silently screams in rejection, but the sound that escapes is a distorted laugh. Facing herself in the mirror, she shatters it, hoping to escape, but each shard reflects her face with dozens of perfect, lifeless smiles. Though she whispers to herself, "Stop!" her body no longer obeys her. Jolie sits motionless on the edge of the bed, her face marked with fear, pieces of glass still tangled in her hair. She can't cry, she can't call for help. She can only reassure herself, preserving the perfect image she has chosen to protect. Jolie goes live again, as if nothing had happened, unaware that the glowing vial behind her has slipped into the frame. A viewer notices, a screenshot spreads. The spiral begins again. The next day, Jolie wakes up and scrolls through her phone. She is stunned. Dozens of influencers are live streaming with her identical face, with the title "Perfect, like Jolie." She begins seeing her image everywhere, on the street, in the cafe, so many faces like hers, but she no longer recognizes herself. She can only reassure herself. Jolie does her final live stream, struggling to say her name, but her voice catches. Her mouth repeats, "I'm perfect," over and over. Tears fall, but the system still keeps her smile. Jolie shuts off the webcam, desperately searching for an escape, but the red light blinks back on, watching her with an unblinking eye. Jolie sits still in the endless circle, surrounded by perfect copies of herself. At this moment, the spiral is no longer just Jolie's. It has pulled you in. Look again. What stares back might not be you. What is hidden in your shadow? The truth may be closer than you think. Jolie's story has ended, or has it? Share your own tale of fear with us. Lena lived in a house without mirrors. Her mother had shattered them all when Lena was a child, believing mirrors could devour souls. Lena grew up with no reflection, relying only on memory and painted portraits to hold on to her face. Every morning she painted herself to remember who she was. But memory is not always loyal. Memory betrays her with every trembling breath. Something's different today. A twisted stroke silently invades her canvas. The more she painted, the less it looked like her. A smile from the dark gnaws at her being. Reflection was forbidden, but not forgotten. A stranger's face lurks in the cold metal gleam. The portraits awaken, screaming in silence. Eyes on the canvas stare back, dripping with malice. She had tried to run, to destroy, to forget, but always returned to the easel, trembling hands, starting over. She couldn't escape because she had painted this prison herself. Twisted copies chase her every step, or what used to be her. One final portrait, one last memory. But this time, she didn't recognize the face. Their gazes imprisoned her in her own dread. And what stared back was someone else entirely. The house remains mirrorless. Each step summoned a gaze. She wasn't sure what she looked like anymore. The stranger in the frame claims her soul. New faces claiming space. Even the body began to betray her. Her body dissolves, leaving a scream in the void. A stranger seizes her reflection in the water's depths. She's lost among those who stole her identity. They grin, declaring her existence undone. It was never her. She was the only stranger left in her own home. And the one in the mirror owned the gaze. The mirror reflects the one who stole her life. She fades, but the other thrives in the light. Lena is erased, leaving only the strokes of a stranger. She wasn't the painter anymore. She was the painting. Trapped in the painting, her pounding echoes, in despair. A stranger paints a new world with no room for Lena. The house stands, a witness to oblivion.